Okay, I hope that you're emotionally prepared for today's video because we are channeling our inner vintage vixens and it's gonna be amazing. Today, we're looking at a new to me clothing brand called Pinup Girl Clothing. I've actually had quite a few people ask if I've tried them or if I would try them. So thank you so much for the suggestion. Because let me tell you, these are clothes that make me wanna have a martini cart and answer the phone like, hello, darling. We are diving into these absolutely beautiful pieces. Pinup Girl was founded by a woman named Laura Burns who obviously woke up one day and was like, you know what? I wanna bring old Hollywood glamour back, but I wanna make it fit on real bodies and made here right in the US of A. What I'm saying is we are supporting a woman-founded business and these clothes are made right here, which I can't say very often, like at all. And not only that, but they are made to make you feel like the leading lady that makes everyone faint when you walk into a room. And did I mention the size range? Because ladies, it is extra small to size 4X. Now you have to go by the size chart because I'll tell you as I go along if not the sizes are going to be on the screen, but I think that a lot of these are a size 3X. Yeah, you got to go by the size chart. I recommend that for pretty much every brand. And all right, listen, I like a good fast fashion moment as much as the next girl, but sometimes you want to zip up into something that screams, I might bake a pie or ruin a man's life. We're just going to have to see how this day progresses. So whether you're a bombshell, a bookworm, or just here for a bit of drama, this might be a good fit. I'm excited to slip into a little vintage magic. Let's dig into it. All right, we're slipping into a true vixen look to start. This is a light blue satin. It came in several different colors, but this one was available in my size, and I am so excited to see what it does on. A little concerned if we're being honest. Okay, this first one makes me look like I've got a secret. I do. It is called shapewear and strategically placed pleating. Y'all, I am an apple body, and this one makes me feel like I've got an hourglass, which is really cool. These pleats right here really make it look like I've got some hips. This dress makes me feel much less like a 50s housewife and a lot more like a secretary in the 60s ready to steal the boss. I can definitely move in it. Like I have no trouble walking, which I think is really nice. There is a pretty decent little slit in the back, but it's not going up or showing even the bottom of my shapewear. We're gonna do the sit test, which I will surely regret. The good thing is that the dress is keeping my knees together, and so there's no choice but to be ladylike in pretty much any situation. I don't feel like I'm limited in motion, which I like. The one thing whenever I put this on is that it is snug in the arms, not so much whenever I'm wearing it. I'm not feeling any major pulling. I can do all domestic tasks that are necessary in this dress, but that is something to be aware of. And I do consider myself to have larger arms. Yeah, I think that the shape is so cool. I really cannot get over myself with hips. I'm pretty sure that all of these dresses are gonna make me feel like I belong in a movie where everybody chain smokes and falls in love. I think we're gonna jump eras and look at the next one. Oh my goodness, this one is a totally different look. I love it. The sleeves are 100% my favorite thing about this. Oftentimes whenever we have oversized sleeves and things, they don't go as oversized on me because I'm 5'10". The length just normally doesn't do it, but look, they are doing the most beautiful draping. And I think that if you were shorter than me and had shorter arms, you'd have a very similar, maybe even more dramatic effect, which would be fabulous. This is a Renaissance inspired neckline with the corseted waist and of course sleeves, but the print, whenever I initially saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, it looks so Celtic or Irish. It's called the Take Me Away to Galway, which I totally see. I think that this one is so beautiful. The funny thing is whenever I said that it was Renaissance, my husband said, you know what, it doesn't give Renaissance Festival vibes, but here's the thing. I could wear this to Renaissance Festival and feel like I'm a totally normal person. And this might surprise you because I absolutely adore dressing up in my living room, and I love dressing up for Halloween and things like that. I love going to bunko nights that are themed. We've got a 70s one coming up. But when it comes to Renaissance Festival, I don't know. I'm not normally very comfortable dressing in like full Renaissance regalia. And so I think that this would be enough to where it's got the design elements and the length of the skirt and everything are so comfortable. This might just be happening. I adore the scoop neck design. And if you look, we've got this corset-like band that comes below the bust. So it pushes that up just a little bit. It zips up in the back. Gorgeous sleeves. This is a dress that I could very, very easily wear to the office, but I've got that vintage inspiration. And so it's gonna make me feel fun all day long. This one is a winner in my book. Okay, this outfit makes me feel like I need to walk into a room and say, gentlemen, but only because I want everyone to notice my first pair of pants. This is really interesting. I got them both in a 3X, and the top I feel like I need to size up in because it is very tight on my arms. You put it on and then from here up, it zips. And I just got a lot of pooling here, but I do love the styling. And then the pants, I totally could have sized down, which makes sense because my bust is my limiting size and my hips are actually my smallest measurement. They can always fit into a size smaller than my bust would put me into, if that makes sense. I do think this is neat. The pants are kind of like a really heavy canvas style fabric. They are cotton. It's going to help them definitely keep their shape. They've got this real starched effect, which gives it this high waist, which I think is very, very flattering. Overall, on appearance, I think this one's really good looking. Let me know your thoughts. I'm gonna give it a little walk. But yeah, you can see like my pants, I've got a lot of extra space. We've got this seaming in the front. Like every detail of all of these garments has been super, super designed and thought out. Love. Now we're gonna trade these pants in for a skirt. This skirt is fantastic. I've done a lot of little 50s skirts that are less expensive from like Amazon and that kind of thing, and they're nice, but this one has all the detailing. It feels so incredibly luxurious. And I think that this piece is definitely gonna last. I've got a little tone on tone thing going with 2 different shades of teal. Yeah, this skirt is one of my very favorite pieces. I will be wearing this to work for sure. I think I could wear it with a modern blouse and feel completely comfortable. It puts that little bit of design on it. Okay, I think this little 40s swing dress deserves its own musical montage, preferably with a wind machine. Look at the flow of this. It has the puff sleeves and the super plunge neckline, and it is so incredibly comfortable. This is one where I think I'm on the fence. I could probably, I don't know, it's got a very fitted waist. I feel like I'm close to where I could size down on it. It has some really generous pockets. It is just a lovely, very comfortable, incredibly well-made garment. I love the print. Look at this skirt. It is beautiful. One of the really great things about Pinup Girl is that these clothing pieces are meant to last. In fact, they've just started this new community online that's kind of a buy-sell trade. Jessica K has something very similar. When there are companies that take full ownership of their design and the quality of their garments, and like these, they're made here in the USA with very high quality materials. They're pieces that demand a fandom, and that fandom is excited to hunt down pieces that may no longer be sold online. I think that it speaks volume that there is demand for that. You can expect that these pieces are going to last you, and maybe whenever you are finished, someone else can have a turn in them, literally and figuratively. All right, we're gonna look at the last one. Okay, well, you know what I always say is save the red for last. In all honesty, whenever I was looking through these items, there were so many red pieces that I wanted that were sold out in my size, and I'm so happy that I found this. And if this looks at all familiar in design, it's because this is the exact same dress as the last one we just looked at, but I think that it gives a totally different look. Even though it still is that 40s swing with the puff sleeve, just the bright red makes it feel a little different to me. This gorgeous red crepe is one that with a camisole I could wear to the office. I could wear it just about anywhere. It's got vintage vibes, but I still feel modern enough to where I would not look out of place. Or at least no one would be bold enough to tell me that I did. If elegance had an emergency contact, this would be it. I really think that this one is lovely. In all honesty, I was pretty impressed by these overall. I want to look at them. These dresses are an investment, but again, how often do we see made in America or made in the USA on a tag? I think we need to do a little wrap up. I like to look at this as if I was in a changing room. Oh, I have not sat. I haven't done a sit test in any of these except for the very first. Honestly, all of these that are flowy, they cut right here, and so I think sit-wise, they're gonna be totally fine. When I'm in a changing room, what I typically do is I have a definite yes, definite no, and then most of the things kind of sit in the middle, and I juggle by price, desire, and trying to come up with a reason for me to either definitely keep it or definitely let it go, which is normally like, do I have somewhere actively to wear this? What does my cost per wear come out to? And that's normally where I make the decision. So I will say like absolute 100% yes. Is this dress the Renaissance styling? I think this was probably my very favorite piece. And then definitely no would be this top. It just was uncomfortable in my arms and I was ready to get it off. And a lot of that is because I have larger arms, and this is not the right top for them. My next in my definite yes category would be this really pretty skirt. I can wear this to so many different things. I think it's so well designed. This one gets my vote for the most versatile piece of the bunch. And then everything else sits in my maybe category. And then if I'm looking at it, I'm pretty sure that I would be able to say, probably no to the pants. They're very thick fabric and I probably should have sized down just a little bit. When I was looking online, it said that for dresses, you should definitely go by your bust measurement. So if everything is kind of in between sizing, look at your bust measurement. If it's not exact, go to the next size up, and that is your size. I think all the dresses are gonna stay here, but for different reasons. The wiggle dress, because I don't own anything like it, and whenever I put it on, it just made me feel so fun. This is one where I think I am willing to host a Mad Men style bunko just so that I can get use out of this dress. That's how you know you wanna keep a dress. If I was gonna keep one of these two, I would probably go with the red, but I love both of them. The reason I'm saying between these two is because they are the same style. The red is just so bright and flashy, and then this print is very similar to the other, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. I would love to know your opinions. As a reminder, I'm looking at myself on a viewfinder that's about this big, and I do have a mirror right here, but it's always interesting, and sometimes I get a different feel when I'm editing than whenever I'm trying things on, and I think, ooh, that was not as good as you thought it was, or the exact opposite. If you like this video, please take a minute to like it. Commenting and subscribing just make my heart happy, and as always, the best way to help out my channel is by doing exactly what you've done today, and that is watching it. Thank you so much. I hope that your day is as amazing as you are, and I will see you in the next one.